How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be continuing the Years in Film series where I rank a specific year in film and go over all the movies I have seen in that given year. Now this year is 2015. The last episode we did 2016, so we're kind of like working our way down. Might revisit some of the other ones that I've already done videos on, but I already talked about that in the last episode anyways. Let's just start off at number 32. I've seen 32 films in 2015 total. So yeah, number 32 is The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I don't really remember this film that much, which is really why it's on the lower end of the list, because I wasn't a huge fan of Hunger Games either, and I don't know, I don't really remember this one, so it's not good when a movie's forgettable. At number 31 is San Andreas. I don't know, this movie was kind of dumb. It's another rock action film. It's about what you expect from his movies nowadays, it feels like. Yeah, it's just pretty bland. At number 30, I have Krampus. Now, this actually is a cult classic amongst people. I, however, personally didn't enjoy it that much. I thought this could have been really cool, but it got a little, I don't know, crazy for its own good and just a little too over the top, I guess. I don't know. A little weird, I guess. Yeah. At number 29, I have Minions. This is pretty bad. This is as bad as animation gets, really. Gross. At number 28 is Tomorrowland. Now, this movie has a great director behind it, Brad Bird, who made The Incredibles, The Iron Giant, Ratatouille. He's a great director, but I don't know what the fuck happened here. It could have been a good movie, and it's, again, not the worst movie ever made, but I remember, like, when I first saw this in theaters, I came out of it and was like, that's not good. I didn't like it. But, yeah. Anyways. At number 27 is Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No. What the hell, man? Literally, oh hell no about this movie. I like the first two Sharknadoes. This is just where it started to lose its charm a little bit. Like, they were always bad, okay, but they had a certain charm to them, and the charm was completely gone at this point. And I think they made like 6 of these films. I haven't seen all of them, I'll be honest. I've only seen like the first 3 maybe, and then like maybe another one, but I haven't. There's like 6, I think. So I think I've only seen like 4 out of the 6, but this one was just fucking insane. Not really in a good way. At number 26 is Tremors 5 Bloodlines. This very much feels like a Sharknado film, and I'm actually a huge fan of the Tremors franchise. I really love the first 2 movies in this series. Huge fan of them, but this is where the quality really started to drop, in my opinion. I mean, the last 2 weren't that great, but definitely better than this one. But yeah. At number 25 is Batman vs. Robin. I don't know. I don't like Damian Wayne, first of all. Damian Wayne's the worst fucking Robin ever. Don't give a shit. I mean, if you disagree, that's fine, but like, I hate Damian Wayne. But yeah, this movie's just gross. At number 24 is Goosebumps. I never saw the sequel to this one, but I don't know, man. Like, I was a huge fan of the Goosebumps books growing up, and this one was just, it didn't really stick out to me too much. Jack Black's fine in it. There's a few clever things in it, but other than that, it's just kind of meh. At number 23 is McFarlane USA. I actually was forced to watch this in my Spanish class. I don't really know why, but I saw it. It's fine. I don't know. It's really not that amazing. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it other than it's kind of okay. At number 22 is The Little Prince. I was actually a big fan of the book growing up. This movie did not really feel like the book at all, at least in my opinion. And I don't know, I didn't get really super into it like I did with the book. It wasn't awful, but yeah. At number 21, I have Pitch Perfect 2. Now, I don't actually like any of the sequels to Pitch Perfect, or at least not as much as I like the original film. Yeah, I actually am a fan of the first Pitch Perfect. Sue me. Pitch Perfect 2, however, is not nearly as good as the first. However, it's not like the worst thing ever made, so that's why it's a little bit higher and above some of the other movies I previously mentioned. But at number 20, I have Monkey Kingdom. This is a Disney nature documentary, and it's perfectly fine, to be honest. It's just not something I gravitate towards in terms of like the subject matter, mainly because it's about monkeys, and I like monkeys, but like, I don't know, like, it just focuses on this family of monkeys, and that's it. Like, I love animals and stuff, but I think Disney nature really shines when they showcase a bunch of different animals around the globe, like Earth. I believe they did Earth, I'm pretty sure. I think that was like one of their first documentaries they ever did. That one was really great. And, you know, some of the other ones that are just focused on certain animals are better, mainly because, like, for example, bears, elephant. I prefer those animals over monkeys. I know this is a weird thing to talk about, but I mean, Monkey Kingdom's a good movie. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know, it kind of gets stale a little bit, but, you know, monkeys are cool, whatever, I don't know. It's just not the best Disney nature documentary, in my opinion. At number 19, I have Last Days in the Desert. I mainly watched this because it looked very similar to what the Kenobi series would be. It stars Ewan McGregor, of course, and it's basically him playing Jesus walking around the desert in a robe. Yeah, it's basically the Kenobi series. Well, if the Kenobi series ever gets revealed to show us what it looks like. Anyway, it's a fine movie, though. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not amazing, though, either. There's some dull moments, but it's fine. At number 18, I have another documentary, Landfill Harmonic. Now, I also watched this in my Spanish class, and it's fine. It's kind of interesting, you know. It's not the, you know, the worst thing to watch. It's not, like, too boring. But again, it's not like super great either. So it just kind of lands like in the middle of the list. At number 17, I have the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Now, I really enjoy the first SpongeBob film. The first SpongeBob film is a masterpiece in my opinion. I love it. This one is not nearly as good, and it's not too great, but it's kind of fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this in theaters, I was like, you know what, this is kind of fun. Like, I enjoy it. It's cool. The blend of 2D and 3D animation, it's kind of neat. It's all right. At number 16, I have Furious 7. Now, this is one of the very few Fast and Furious films I've seen. I believe I've seen the 6th one and only this one. There are only 2 Fast and Furious films, but this was directed by James Wan, which is kind of interesting. And I think this was the one, I could be mixing up the two, but I'm pretty sure this was the last one with Paul Walker. And the ending with "See you again." Oh, okay, that's yeah. I'm pretty sure this is that one. I remember seeing it, and it was kind of sad knowing, you know, that Paul Walker passed away. It's really tragic and unfortunate. Really sad, but I remember liking the action sequences. I mean, usually in the Fast and Furious movies, you can sit down and have fun, but it's not like great, like, filmmaking, I guess. So this is why it's kind of also in the middle of the list. At number 15, I have Eddie the Eagle. This one is pretty solid, and this is definitely where we're starting to get into the decent to good category. And Eddie the Eagle, man, it's a pretty good movie. Stars Hugh Jackman. He's like the coach to Taron Egerton's Eddie Edwards. And it's about this guy. It's one of those inspirational sports type of movies, but you know, I'm not into sports that much, but hey, I liked it. You know, good cast, good story, inspirational, good shit. At number 14, I have Straight Outta Compton. Now, this is an interesting movie, mainly because, fun fact, this was the very first R-rated movie I ever got to see in a theater. Obviously, I had seen R-rated films before, but 2015, I would have been like 12 maybe. So this was the first R-rated movie I ever got to see in theaters. My thoughts on the film itself, it's decent. It's pretty good. Obviously, I actually love NWA. I love, like, 80s rap, like the old rap, you know, 80s, even 90s a little bit. Like, NWA is pretty good. Cruising on the street in my 6'4". Like, shit's good. Yeah, Straight Outta Compton. It's a pretty decent movie. Not amazing, though, but it's good. At number 13, I have the Peanuts movie. This is solid. I like the animation. It's pretty nice looking. It's fun. It's not amazing though either. Like, it's there, but it is good. It's fine. You know, it's decent. That's really all I have to say about it. I've only seen it once, and it was when I saw it in theaters. So maybe I should go back to it because I've heard a lot of my friends say oh, it's really good though. And I mean, yeah, it's good. Like I remember liking it. It just wasn't like amazing. Anyway, number 12, I have Pixels. That's right, boys. Fucking Pixels. I have at number 12. I don't care, man. I guess this is a guilty pleasure because, in a way, I do feel guilty about liking this one because everyone hates it. But you guys know I'm a fan of Adam Sandler, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I'm an Adam Sandler fan. This isn't, like, a good piece of filmmaking, but it is. It's exciting and fun. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. At number 11, I have The Visit. This is an M. Night Shyamalan film. And the twist in this movie, of course, I won't spoil it, so don't worry. But I remember seeing this in theaters and being like, what the hell? And I still, like, quote it to this day with my family. Like, because we saw it together, and there's a lot of, like, memorable moments in this movie. I know some people don't like it all too much, but I personally find it pretty damn good. Again, not, like, great, but it is pretty decent. At number 10, I have The Lobster. The Lobster is definitely one of my favorite A24 films. I'm not a huge fan of A24, but this is one of the better ones I've seen from that studio. The Lobster is pretty interesting and kind of creepy and, well, I don't know, yeah, kind of creepy or just disturbing, I guess is a better word for it. There's a lot of good ideas and cool concepts tackled in this movie, and I kind of wish they went into that a bit more, but at the end of the day, they say it's an unconventional love story, and that's where it kind of loses me, and I don't know, I kind of wish they went into the bit more, like, lore aspects of the film. I understand that's not what it was trying to achieve. It's still a good movie on its own, although I do think the first half is better than the second. At number 9, I have Star Wars The Force Awakens. It's still a fine movie on its own, I guess, but when compared to other Star Wars movies, you know, and I've actually come to dislike this movie even more over the years, but obviously it's placed at number 9 on the list because, well, if I had to sit down and watch some of the other movies compared to this one, I'd watch this one. Mainly because it is exciting, it's fun. I wouldn't say I'm ever really bored when watching this movie, but, and it's probably my favorite out of the trilogy still, but it's still just, it's, I don't know, I don't like it as much as I used to, but again, it's fine. At number 8, I have Avengers Age of Ultron. And now, this is kind of similar. This, when compared to the MCU, Avengers Age of Ultron is kind of meh. And it's definitely the worst Avengers movie. But on its own, Avengers Age of Ultron is pretty great almost, honestly. It's exciting, it's fun, it's action-packed, it's got a lot of cool moments in it. Yeah, there's a lot of setup for the MCU, but can we just stop pretending it's, like, bad? I've heard a lot of people say, oh, this is pretty bad. No, it's not, dude. It's good, but when compared to other MCU films, yes, definitely it's not the best, but it's still fine. And another movie that is kind of similar in the same vein, number 7, The Good Dinosaur. When compared to other Pixar movies, The Good Dinosaur is definitely one of the weaker ones, but on its own, The Good Dinosaur is fine. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good, you know, and it's fine. It's very similar to Age of Ultron and Force Awakens. At number 6, I have The Hateful Eight. This is actually one of my favorite Tarantino movies. Like, I think this is my 4th favorite. I won't reveal what my top 3 is because I do plan on doing a Tarantino ranking video, but The Hateful Eight is one of the better Tarantino movies in my opinion, and I know some people would disagree with that, but I really like The Hateful Eight. It's a cool Western. I kind of like secluded type of movies, and I understand people say, oh, it's a very claustrophobic film. Very much so. But at the same time, it's pretty interesting, and the writing, the dialogue, it's great. It's fantastic. It makes you want to see how the story progresses, and something will happen, or something will be foreshadowed, and you'll be like, oh, what the fuck's gonna happen now? And it kind of keeps you on your toes in that regard. At number 5, I have Ant-Man. This is a solid MCU film. Pretty funny, pretty good. It gets the job done. Again, maybe when compared to some of the other MCU films, it's not the best, but on its own, it's a pretty fun movie. At number 4, I have a documentary, The Wolf Pack. The Wolf Pack I recently watched for the first time at like the beginning of this year, and I actually enjoyed it. It's kind of sad when you think about it, but it did kind of have a happy ending. I won't really. Basically, if you, I'm trying not to spoil it too much. I mean, there's not a lot to spoil, but if you're a fan of movies, if you're like really into movies and stuff, definitely check this one out. Not because it's like really well. I mean, it's decently made. It's well directed, but it's a documentary. The subject matter is super interesting. So if you're into movies, check this one out. At number 3, I have The Stanford Prison Experiment. This one, I was kind of blown away a little bit when I first saw it. Super chilling movie. It's based off a real experiment that happened, and it's crazy. It's a great movie. I'm not going to say much about it other than that because I don't want to give a lot away, but it's good. At number 2, I have Inside Out. This is a really good Pixar movie. There's so many good Pixar movies, though. So I think it's only in like my top 10 maybe. But I rewatched it recently, and I was like, oh yeah, Inside Out is a good movie. Inside Out is a good movie. And yeah, it's definitely one of the best of 2015. At number 1, though, I put Jurassic World. What are you gonna do, man? Some people are gonna be like, oh, really? He put Jurassic World at number 1? Yeah, I did. Jurassic World's fun, dude. It's awesome. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan as well. And while none of the films have ever gotten close to Jurassic Park's quality, I honestly think all the Jurassic Park movies are decent. Like, even Jurassic Park 3. It's not a great movie, but it's definitely watchable. And some of the sequels I actually really love. Like, Jurassic World, I really love. It is one of my favorite movies. I know some people are going to be like, really? Yeah, really. I like Jurassic Park a lot, or Jurassic World a lot. And yeah, that's 2015 ranked, so I guess let me hear your thoughts on this. Of course, recommend me some more movies that came out this year that I did not get around to see. And, of course, leave some of your favorite movies, some of your least favorite movies, and all the stuff in between down in the comments below. And if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Boop.